Is China really safer than the West? I've seen this question come up a lot on social media now. You can see a lot of videos about China overtaking the US and overtaking the West and all of these kind of videos. I've spent a lot of time in China. I'm currently here right now in Shanghai, in a very ordinary residential area. I'm taking the kids to go to Wanda, which is a great big shopping mall, which has lots of restaurants and things for them to play, and of course lots of shops as well. And I have visited China every year for the last 14 years or so. My wife is Chinese and my kids are growing up bilingual. And so I think I have a little bit of insight into the truth of this question as to whether China really is safer than other countries in the West. I come from Scotland. I've lived in Denmark. I currently live in France. I lived in the Congo also for a year, and I've traveled all around with my work. So I've seen a fair number of countries. So I think I have a reasonable insight into this question and whether or not China really is safer than a lot of Western countries. When I think about my own country, being Scotland, I would say that there are absolutely certain places that I just would not go. There are places I wouldn't go by myself, even during the day, not to mention at night. There are certainly places I wouldn't take my family or I wouldn't take my kids. The same goes for England. There's lots of places I wouldn't go within certain towns, within certain cities. When I think about the other places that we've lived, like Denmark and France now, absolutely, there are certain places that I just would not go, either due to their reputation, due to the crime, types of people that are hanging around on the streets. And of course, when I think about my own country, we have a lot of issues with crime and with violence and a lot of drug issues and that kind of thing. If you walk around on the streets at night, you're going to find people walking around drunk and all the rest of it, and the sort of people you wouldn't go near. And when I think about the state of my own country in this respect, in terms of safety, it's incredibly disappointing to see what has happened to the country that I grew up in over the last 30 years. It is not the same. It doesn't look the same when I go back, it doesn't feel the same, and it's certainly not as safe as it used to be. I mean, for example, here we are now walking under a bridge that crosses a river here. And if I think about my own country, if I were to be in a place like this right now, it would certainly be full of rubbish. It would be covered in graffiti. That's almost 100% guaranteed. But if you look around here right now, it's spotless. Spotless, completely clean, no graffiti, incredibly safe. I would walk through here anytime during the day. I've walked through here during the evening. I would walk through here during the night, and I would be completely safe. Almost 100% guaranteed. If I was in, I don't know, let's say Glasgow, for example, and I came across an underpass like this, I wouldn't feel quite the same, right? And it wouldn't look the same. And you might ask the question, well, maybe this is not the same all over China. You have good places, you have bad places, right? Just like any other country. But I don't see that as actually being true. I've traveled a lot over China, like I said, over the last 14 years or so in many different places, whether that be Beijing or Chengdu or Guizhou or Zhejiang province, Guangzhou, many different places, and they all feel exactly the same to me. Incredibly clean, incredibly safe, incredibly friendly, and you don't find yourself ever in a position that you're walking through an alleyway or an area that you feel nervous in or that you feel unsafe. Not once have I ever felt like that here. Another thing, it is very busy in many places of China, especially during the high season like now. It's not very busy here right now because we're not in a touristy kind of destination, but it is during the holidays, and we were recently in Guiyang, and I will show you some footage of how busy it was there. Now, if it was that busy in somewhere like London or Paris, for example, I'd probably have my backpack on my front, because there are huge problems with with pickpockets in these places. For example, when you're in the airport in Charles de Gaulle, or you're in the airport in Schiphol, or you're on the tube in certain cities in Europe, you will have lots of notices all over the place about pickpockets, right? You'll be told pickpockets operate in this area, make sure that you keep your belongings to yourself, make sure that you have your belongings on you at all times, don't leave your belongings around. You don't hear these warnings here. The tubes are incredibly busy, the towns are incredibly busy, they're bustling, there's people everywhere, but you can quite literally leave your bag on a table or on a chair somewhere in a park, on the tube. I have, the first time I came to Shanghai, left my camera in a taxi, and I had at that time no idea how to get it back. Luckily, I was able to get it back. It's incredibly safe. You leave your things lying around and you will come back an hour later and they're still there. Nobody picks them up. This can't be said for my own country of the UK. People do steal. And as you can see from the news, although it's often exaggerated how bad it is, but it has got a lot worse over the years, a lot worse, especially since when I was younger. I think for myself, because I live in different countries, I only go back to the UK maybe once a year, twice a year, and I come to China once a year or twice a year. And so I see the differences much more pronounced. There are big differences to me. Every time I come back to China, they have built something new. Every time I come back, there is something new to do. There is a new shopping mall. There is a new residential area that has been built. There's a lot of progress. They are building a new subway station. It's constantly being improved. And the quality of things as well is not quite what everybody has believed over the years when they talk about, Chinese quality. It seems to me certainly to be on par with the West now, and if not better in many instances. So when I come back every single time and I see places in China that are incredibly clean, they are being kept clean all the time, there's constantly people out picking up litter, sweeping up the leaves, emptying the bins, everywhere I go in China. But it can't be said for the UK or for places in Europe. For example, I was recently in Naples in Italy, and it's a complete and utter dump. There's just rubbish and garbage absolutely everywhere. It's just night and day. It really, really is. I mean, if you look around here right now, how clean this place is. Okay, it's quiet right now because it's the height of the afternoon. There's not too many people around during the evening. This place, there's lots of people out dancing and singing karaoke. In the UK, it would probably be, kids loitering around, often causing trouble. People out, in Denmark, kids out drinking and all the rest of it, in local parks and things, and just generally being a bit unruly. Here, you don't see any of that. It's very, very civilized, it's very, very social, and very, very safe. You see, there's no rubbish around, there's no graffiti absolutely anywhere, it just does not exist. It's incredibly different, and I think a lot of people in the West need to really seriously consider their views on certain countries as to what they're actually like and not what they're told they are like. I mean, here in China, I would quite happily let our kids go outside or go out of my view without being concerned at all. But I would not do that in France, where we're living right now. I always want them in sight so I can see them. In the UK, it's the same thing. And of course, I'm not speaking about maybe your local village. I'm speaking about a town where it's busy and there's a lot of people around. I would feel very much at ease here because I know nothing's going to happen to them. It's such an uncommon occurrence for anything to happen. It would be incredibly rare, and generally everybody is very, very friendly and very, very helpful. Here you can see right now, you see two ladies. They are cleaning up the streets, sweeping up the leaves. This is a common thing. You see it absolutely everywhere. There's another lady over there who is sweeping up. The place is kept very, very tidy. And it's not just here, it's everywhere I've been in China. Here's another lady coming. I mean, how many people do you see in the UK doing this? You don't see them at all. You don't see them because it doesn't happen. So my honest opinion as to whether China is safe or not is this. Yes, it is incredibly safe. Incredibly. Anybody can walk around at any time of the day, all throughout the night, anywhere you go, and never feel intimidated or threatened or unsafe at any time. I've done it. I've walked around Shanghai on my own 10 years ago, very late at night, and there's just nothing there that you feel threatened by or intimidated by. I would not do the same in certain parts of the UK. I wouldn't walk anywhere in London. I just wouldn't do it. Neither would you. And you know why? It's because the truth of the matter is, things in the West are not particularly good right now. All across the US and all across Europe. Many places just aren't as safe as they used to be. And things in the East, particularly in China, are incredibly safe, incredibly clean. And I think there's something to be learned from that. Maybe things are changing.